Your success rate is faster than trying to figure it out on your own for a year, 2 years, 5 years ago. I finally know how to do it after 5 years.
Yeah.
Whereas you can do it in 6 months.
Well, we're here with Loida Lumanlan, who is our Legacy Mentorship Award recipient this year and has been honored with the naming of that award. And so we want to talk a little bit about her and her career, but also I think your passion for helping others and really where the mentorship concept came from. And so at our office, we have a structured mentorship program. Even before we had one, Loida would help a lot of other agents, always just be there to help other people grow in the beginning of their career. But I guess let's go back to the beginning of your career. How did you start in real estate, and where do you think kind of that desire to help others in our industry came from?
Okay, well, thank you, Jack, for this opportunity to share my passion in helping others. And of course, I've been with REMAX River City since the year 2000. When I started, I worked for a builder for less than a year and then got recruited by a REMAX agent to join REMAX. And that started my career in real estate, and I still enjoy it. And my passion for helping others, other people helped me as well when I started. So I appreciate that. And I thought, if I can share my knowledge, and I know a lot more now than 24 years ago, and that makes it easier for other people, and it uplifts the industry as well. And we'd like to provide excellent service to our clients. So why not help others so we have consistent service and make us all look good in the end?
Exactly. And I think one of the things that we really wanted to honor in this award is the fact that you've helped so many. Like, that's really the root of it is not just a combination of how many people you've helped them, but they're also very successful. And I think in our business, it's personal accolade is one thing, and we have a lot of agents that sell a lot of real estate and help a lot of families, but to then be able to pass that forward to allow other people to have like their own levels of success, and many of the people you've mentored are doing very, very, very well. So yeah, what do you kind of attribute that to? Is teaching them fundamentals, or where do you think that?
I think it's coming from being a mom, really. You want your children to do well. You want to share your knowledge. You want them to come out as winners in the end. So when people approach me and they want me to help them with small things, it becomes more things that I provide knowledge with them, share my knowledge. And I'm passionate in helping others. They ask me one question, I don't just answer that question. I ask them back so they start thinking,
right,
instead of just providing the answer. And I find joy in sharing that. It's that intrinsic reward of you go home, you help somebody, make their career better, make better decisions, and also at the end, better result for their clients that they serve. So it comes from being a mom, and also maybe my background growing up in the Philippines. You always help others, either your neighbors, your younger siblings, your parents, anybody who needs help. We're naturally helping people. So it's not an extra work for me. In fact, I look at it like it's the joy of being a realtor. You can add some passion, things that you enjoy, and that's one of the things that I enjoy, helping and teaching others.
Absolutely. And I think two things that I hear there is, like, one is it's often people that are mentors don't realize up front how much they're going to get out of it, like how much satisfaction they'll get from helping others. It helps remind them of their own fundamentals. It's the old teacher becomes the student again.
Yeah.
Because you realize, I'm telling you to do this, but I haven't actually been doing my follow-ups. And when's the last time I touched base with my database? And you're like, right, I should be doing that too. And so they hold themselves more accountable as a mentor, and then themselves as an agent. But I think you brought up a really good point about, a lot of people will just come with questions, but then they don't even know what they don't know yet, right? They don't know the right question to ask because they haven't been through it to realize all the gaps they have in knowledge and experience and stuff that you do. So what do you think the difference of just someone, watching this that says, I got a couple friends and they will answer my questions for me, or my broker can answer our questions, which we do still as well for people in mentorship, but versus someone who's like in a program, like a structured mentorship over time?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, John, because having someone like a 1-800 number help, what do I do now? What do I do in this case? There's a big difference because when you have structure, you have systems, you have process, it's easier to do your job instead of just, oh, I might encounter this problem. I'll ask someone, I'll call John, I'll call Shane, I'll call Loida. Whereas if you already have a system in place, a lesson plan every week, it's like going to school. While at the same time, you're doing the job, I think you process and the success rate is better based on the people that I have helped with our mentorship program. Because imagine, you practice it already on your own instead of practicing with your customers, that there's more failure ratio there. Whereas you go in, you already know what to do. You practice the script that were given to you. You know how to look at a contract, read it, and how to go to a listing appointment. And I wish when I started that we had the mentorship one-on-one like we do now. Then I would have been more successful sooner and gotten more listings. I remember my first listing, I had to ask an agent at that time to come with me. I was so nervous. I don't know what to do. Where do I find the info? What do I say when I go to that appointment? But now, if you have a mentor and you will cover that, how do you deal with buyers? How do you deal with listings? What do you need to find to be more prepared?
True. What we see most commonly is someone will have a question. Like, I'm writing this deal or I'm pending and I have this problem. And my response is, well, why didn't you set this expectation 2 months ago when you first started working with the client? Or why didn't you add this term in? There's nothing we can do now. Now it's problem solution, rather than knowing if you did it right up front, the whole transaction would have gone easier and smoother. And in many cases, the one I always find is people don't know when they've lost opportunity. It's like you just had 3 conversations today that you could have made 8 to 10 grand each, and you don't even know that you lost that chance because of how you handled it. So the live role play practice, the job shadowing, we always call hand holding, literally come on showings with me, see how you do things. And what do you think about so we always try to pair with personality type.
Right.
So do you think, we see there's all different types of real estate, different marketing strategies, different approaches with clients. And we try to say, be yourself, and and you've talked lots about that before too, figuring out who you are and how you can be yourself with your clients. But so how do you work with apprentices coming through, mentees coming through to find their own confidence?
Well, the confidence comes from the knowledge that you have, right? And you surround your people with good, positive people, you can gain confidence from that. And sometimes, the personality of the mentor and the mentee may not be the same, but it's still okay. Because when I was in coaching, I was being coached. At one time, I requested a specific coach. I said, I want a male, I want an athlete, I want somebody who's in the military. Because just so there's some weaknesses I know of myself that I'd like to learn from someone who's gone through those. And also, I just want to know how would a person like this approach things. So it's a learning for me as well. But same personality would help because there's more easier vibe, But as long as the mentor is actually strict in adhering to the guidelines and the progress of the student.
Yeah. And I think that brings up a really neat point about coaching versus mentorship, because those are distinctively, we know how different they are.
Yes.
But when people are new, they think, oh no, I might as well put my money towards a coach, or they'll choose a brokerage model or whatever to try to say, well, I'll use this money for this instead, not really realizing the differences. So what would you say? You've been coached many times in your career, different organizations.
Yes.
So what do you say is the difference between a real estate coach and a mentor?
Well, difference between a coach and a mentor, it all depends on the stage of the student, of the new agent. I think having that mentorship is more advantageous because you're not just covering small portions. You're actually covering from now you're an agent, what do you do now? You're so fresh in the industry, you have so much to learn, so much to do. So having that mentor will give you a guideline every week. Same with the coach. But with the mentorship, we cover so much and we assist the agent that you're almost like the 1-800 number, call me.
Yeah.
Where if you're in a coaching, you have very limited time, 30 minutes every 2 weeks, and the amount of money you pay, right? Whereas with the mentorship, you have all these items to cover, from open house to writing the contracts to how you feel that day. Let's face it, day to day, it's different emotions for people.
Yeah.
I've got calls where you have to come to my house, we have to talk because I'm feeling really down and I'm questioning everything I'm doing. I'm choosing this career.
Yeah.
Some people, they might jump into coaching, nothing wrong with that. But I think they might get frustrated because the expectation is different. Right. Whereas in the mentorship, it's like a to do what you need to learn.
Yeah, I call it you're building your foundation, like it's a real estate example, but this is your foundation, and you work on the first floor, the second floor, and then you deal with the finishes.
Yeah.
Fix and finish is like you put all the touches of your marketing, but if you don't know how to even approach the process of a listing appointment or how to work with a buyer.
Yes.
We see it right now a lot in the market that most agents out working with buyers are on a hamster wheel right now because of the market conditions, but they don't even know what they're doing wrong because they haven't had someone show them kind of the more successful path, the higher likelihood of success. And a lot of it is up here.
Yeah, and it's a roadmap, right? Like you said, it's a foundation you're building, but it's a roadmap for a newcomer, new in the industry, to have all of this. And we have a long list of what they need to know, everything that would cover their career, and having someone to guide them and somebody they know and respect in the industry. That's
what you plan. And I think, one of the reasons we wanted to honor you with this award as well is it's that idea of your own accomplishment, consistent accomplishment over years and years and years, but that you've done it for other people. Because a lot of times someone will offer someone mentorship or offer them to, support them because there's some secondary benefit to them of doing so, versus like ask the vetting questions. Like, is this the person you want to learn from? You as the mentee have to say, well, if I want to make $200,000 a year, I better be learning from someone who makes at least that much and has more than once in a year. If they've done consistent things, because it's all the unspoken stuff, their mindset, their habits, their systems, like their marketing approaches that you can learn from and then personalize and kind of make them your own, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you think about compensation for it?
It's great. For me, it's great. And it's also great for the mentee because they know that they're paying a professional, right? And the value that they're getting from it, it's worth it for what they're paying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it feels great for me as a mentor to get compensated. And I feel proud because, this is actually something that I enjoy and somebody's compensating me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we don't waste time. Like me and the mentee, we know that this is a valuable time and also you're paying for it, so you better listen.
Yeah, they have a higher accountability to show up and make the most of the time together and really maximize
Absolutely.
it. And I think the big thing too, and what we like, especially when people are maybe brand new in the industry or looking to get into the industry watching this, is that you don't have to pay up front. You're not cutting a check. Like you already spend enough to get licensed.
Yes.
And so you get paid when you pay when you get paid. It comes off of the commission. And so what I like is the mentor has a vested interest in your success. Yeah. They're going to help you close deals because that's how they're going to get paid too.
Absolutely.
If you could work together for 6 months and never close a single sale, they're not getting paid anything.
Yeah.
And so they're motivated to help you. And I think that's a cool thing about our industry is that the compensation is aligned with the success of the...
Absolutely.
So anything else you want to add?
Well, I'd like to add that, real estate, being a real estate agent, you can make as much money as you want to make based on your needs, based on your motivation. You could also make nothing, right? And it's not an easy job. People think, they're making so much money. We put a lot of our time, sometimes away from family, but it's still worth it. And I don't know any other business where you can make that kind of money. For an immigrant like me, I don't have a doctorate education. I don't have engineering degree like my children, but I can make as much money as them or more.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. If you're willing to work hard, you're smart, you're willing to serve the public, best interests of your clients, and patient, I think you'll succeed. And having a mentor that's even a plus. Your success rate is faster than trying to figure it out on your own for a year, 2 years, 5 years. You go, I finally know how to do it after 5 years.
Yeah.
Whereas you can do it in 6 months.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. The crazy stat that like the failure rate is so massive with people in the industry, it's usually because they don't have enough runway. Like they don't get making money soon enough.
Yes.
And so that's the reason that they drop out of the industry or are handicapped kind of in their growth. Like they run out of resources like money, time, otherwise to be able to invest in marketing, to do the things they need to do.
Yes.
If you get success sooner and start seeing results sooner, it's a snowball effect, right?
Yes.
It'll really grow. So wonderful. Well, thanks again to Loida.
Thanks, John, for the opportunity. I hope whoever is watching will consider mentorship or being a mentor.
Absolutely. Thanks.